Hey, what's up, guys? It's Coach Carroll. Hope you enjoy this Way Back Wednesday. I actually just finished watching the video myself, and I got to tell you, there's some things where I was just like, DJ, come on, bro, chill out. What are you thinking? I literally caught myself a couple of times being like, all right, I need to tell Andy that we can't post this thing. But in the form of transparency, for the cause of transparency and honesty, I'm gonna post this thing up. I remember this day like it was yesterday. I just fired my lead guy. Literally the only people I had left in my company was me and my mom, and I just couldn't get the thing reset. I was coming off the back. I was about a year and a half past losing my fitness center, and I was just in a really dark place. We had tried to sub out our QuickBooks. The guy screwed it completely up, and I was in a really, really bad mood, a bad place. And I know, like, you guys get there as well. And it's so funny though, because I gotta switch arms. My arm's getting tired. It's so funny because when you're in these dark places, and it's funny in the video I say, I'm documenting this because I want to know where I go, what's the solution. And in the video, I want you guys to listen for this. I say, I'm not all about those company cookouts and company culture bullshit and all that fluffy stuff. And I'm about to walk in. I just got back from a lunch meeting, and I'm going to show you guys. It's kind of funny because, I'm like, I'm not about that company culture stuff. But I didn't give up. We continue to push forward. I'll show you guys. Here's all of our rigs now. I've built an awesome team, and it was because my mindset wasn't right. So on this Way Back Wednesday, I'm talking about how company culture, it sucks and how it's all terrible. But now in our new office here, you'll notice there's our core values. So we are all about the company culture stuff. I just hadn't learned it yet. I think later that year, I actually went to a seminar where one of the guys was talking about company culture, and he kind of taught it to me the right way. So you can see we're in our new office now. We're growth mode. We're up 25% over last year. And so I just want you to know, as you're watching this video, there's some things in here that I say that almost had me to the point where I was like, ugh, we can't repost this thing. But it's truth, man. It's transparency. It's what I went through. And so hopefully you guys can see this and learn. We do have the Easy Pro Certified program that you'll hear me talk about in there. We have that available. Leave me a comment if you want a link to that. And, building a team, building a company culture, doing business the right way. Just took me a couple more years past where I was at in the point in this video to figure that out. But hopefully you guys enjoy it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. What's up, YouTube? Hope you're doing well. Coach Carroll here. Why is it that businesses are supposed to run on systems? Everyone wants to sell you the idea that it can be automated and that you can put these things on autopilot. I have to disagree. After 12 years of doing this, I just don't believe that your service business can be automated. And let me take that back. I don't believe the service business can be automated in the fact or in the place that you're still making enough money as the owner, right? Like, I just don't see, and please, if you disagree with me, I hope so. Hopefully somebody's got the answer to this fucking question. Comment down below. I don't understand how to remove human thought and human error from a business. That's it. Like, when you're in a service business, you are supplying people to perform that service, right? And so in this window cleaning, power washing, like, I just don't see it. I think the most profitable, now I'm not saying gross revenue, right? Like, to get to that $500,000 a year, $750 a year, $1 million a year, because I did it with the lawn and landscape business. It takes people. You can't do those types of numbers by yourself. It's simply impossible to do that volume of work. But here's my problem, is the headache, the lack of margins, the stress and anxiety that you will face as an owner dealing with these people. I think it just truly has to be your passion. That's the only way it works. And I'm not passionate about power washing or window cleaning or lawn care or landscaping or any other type of blue collar service. It's just not something that's interesting to me. Now, if you love it, good for you. That's all about following your passion. And I talk about that on this channel is, believing in yourself when no one else will. But believing in yourself when no one else will when you're following a hustle versus following a passion is a little bit different, okay? And so here's where I'm going with this. I just laid off, didn't lay off, I'm fired, a guy that'd been with me for a year and a half. When I hired him a year and a half ago, he was my rock star, man. This guy was smart. He could weld. He knew maintenance. Wasn't afraid to get dirty. Nice, clean appearance. Could talk to customers. Could sell. The guy was a rock star, right? And I was like, wow, man, this was it. I just had to get out of Carrollton, get into Louisville, and I could find good people. So I hire him. I hire another guy, right? Came from a job. Great guy. Everything worked out. Going to the winter last year. The second guy I hired, I have to lay off, right? Because the winter just got slow. We don't do snow removal anymore. And I said, look, man, I'm going to have to lay off for a couple months. Fast forward to the end of April, it was still like 30 degrees outside, so we hadn't brought him back yet. Bring him back towards the beginning of May. And I tell the guy, I'm like, hey, man, are you good to go? Are you good to start? He's like, yeah, no problem, man. I'll be there. Doesn't show up. No call, no show. Keeps my company phone, steals it, keeps all of his uniforms, and just basically ghosts the fuck out. So I was like, here we go again, right? You guys have to understand, when I had my lawn and landscape business, I went through over 300 employees. And it's not easy. This is not a business that people grow up and want to be a window cleaner or a power washer. And it's difficult to provide and compete with the other companies out there, right? The other businesses, especially now with the unemployment rate so low. But I digress on that. That stuff's not important, right? What's important in business is your net profit, because you have to I don't buy into this company culture and cookouts and all this kind of shit, because none of that stuff matters if you're not making net profit. And that's why I got out of lawn and landscaping, is because I was looking month to month, 15 to 17 guys when we were in season. I'm looking at my numbers and I'm like, fuck, man, I'm not making any money. I'm not making any profit. The fucking reason I'm in business, to make profit. And so we shifted. We were like, all right, cool, we'll go to power wash when we move to Louisville. Profit margins are there, right? Everything's looking good. We start the season. We're hiring. First guy we hire, he goes through 2 weeks of training. He's about to start his first day. No, it just doesn't show up. He actually came in, falsified his time card, left, and then we caught him, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, don't worry about it. Like, no shit, I'm not going to worry about it. Second guy, we come in, we train him, and it's like, it's this never-ending cycle. And I'm paying guys good. Like, we're $17 to $20 an hour when you're starting out to spray water, right? I don't see where the automation comes in. This pie in the fucking sky dream that you're going to start a service business, automate it, and be out and not have to run service calls, not be in the field, not do the work, and then still make money that's worth it, right? Because here's the thing: if you're going to tell me oh, DJ, but you got to get to 25 people. You got to have a service manager. You got to have an operations manager. You got to have an office manager. And then those people have to have people under them. And those people have to have people under them. You just got to grow to that size first. Here's the problem with that, is when you grow to that fucking size, if you have 50 to 100 employees, you better be doing several $1 million a year just to make payroll. Why on fucking God's green earth do I want to deal with all of that to make, what, $20,000 a year, $30,000 a year? It's just not a lot of meat left on the bone. And you've got equipment that always depreciates. Here's my thing that I'm learning with the power washing industry. I think the bread and butter money, the best margins, the best profit is in an owner-operator, right? And I know that defies everything in business, because you're supposed to get bigger, you're supposed to grow, you're supposed to get out of the field, replace yourself. I just don't think it's feasible. I don't think it's doable unless you just truly have just a dying passion for cleaning shit. Then and if that's you, good, man. That takes self-awareness to know that. I'm self-aware enough to know that I don't want to fuck with it. I would rather be on stage speaking or coaching people and making a difference in their lives or building that legacy, because I truly believe that that's my talent. And I'm coming to a crossroads right now. Making these videos is really it's a way for me to not only help you guys, because I think some of you may be going through this as well, but also just to journal for myself, because it'll be cool to come back to this video in 30 years and be like, man, I remember that point. I remember how aggravated I was. And then I remember like how I overcame it, because I don't know that right now, right? You have to understand that when you're running a business, it's like a constant learning process, man. And I think that's why I like it, because I'm a junkie for information and learning. But at the same time, I don't see where growing this business is feasible. Market size, you've got geographic boundaries. We're trying some things right now to where we're rolling out a certified pro program to where we'll give free training, we get other owner-operators, and we try to get them work big apartment jobs. If that works out, that'll be cool as shit, but that's like my last straw. If that doesn't work, then I just don't believe that a service business can be automated. And I'm also just not willing to keep going, to keep trying. And I part of me feels like that's me giving up, but the other part of me is just realizing that it's not my passion, and I know what my passion is. I know what my life purpose is, and I think it's just like the launch pad, man, is getting built, and I'm to the point where I'm ready to go. Like, I don't even give a shit if like my income has to drop, because my mental health, my mental wealth, so to speak, will be better, because I won't be as stressed out. I'll be doing something that I love. And I'd rather be broke doing something that I love than rich doing something that I hate. That's why I preach all the time to people that are in dead-end jobs, that hate their fucking job, that bitch and moan about it all the time, but then they don't do anything, right? You have to take action. You got to get yourself out of that rut. That only happens through action. So I don't know, man. I don't really know what the point of this video was. I needed to vent to somebody. It's been stressful. I've spent the last 3 hours doing reconciliations, and our bookkeeping's all screwed up right now because we outsourced our bookkeeping earlier this year, and that completely got fucked up. So, it's always growing pains, and I don't think there's a lot of guys online that share that with their audiences. And I know my audience isn't huge right now, right? We're like 450 subscribers, which is crazy because I don't really put a lot of time into pushing my YouTube channel. It's mainly Facebook and Instagram, but for those of you that do watch this and leave me words of encouragement or disagree with me, it doesn't matter. Just engaging and being here with me through this journey, I really appreciate it. And hopefully some of the information that I share with you helps you in your journey, because that's all I really want to do in life, is to help other entrepreneurs, help other business owners, because it's a fucking struggle, man. Anybody that plays it off like it's easy, they're kidding themselves, or they haven't been doing it long enough to figure it out. So, hope you guys have a happy Memorial Day weekend. Oh, wait a minute. Labor Day weekend. I hope you guys have a happy Labor Day weekend. If you got some words of encouragement, or if you figured something out that I haven't, put it in the description below. I just wonder if the universe is kind of opening up and lead me down a different path, because it knows that that's truly what I desire out of life, right? And I'm always telling people to go chase their passion, go after it, hustle, grind, get yours. It's just sometimes, we get in the grind and not really passionate about it. True, like full-on transparency, the reason I started my first business is because I was making money. I was broke. My dad couldn't really help me a whole lot. My mom couldn't help me a whole lot. They were trying to get by themselves, and it was a way for me to make money so that I could provide for myself. And then once I found power washing, I was like, shit, man, I can go make $300, $400, $500 in an hour. This is crazy, washing houses. And it's just kind of been that hustle, right? It's no different than the dope game. Like, it's just, you do it because the money's good, but eventually you get to a point where that doesn't matter anymore, right? Ed Milet says you can't sell your dream. There's no price that you can put on your dream. And my dream is to change the world by speaking on stages, or maybe even just speaking virtually. I don't know. There's a lot of things that have been going on in my mind lately. I'm like, maybe I don't need to go city to city and sell $200 tickets. Maybe I could do it right here online virtually for like $35 a ticket. So instead of putting 100 people in a room, I could put 1,000 people in a virtual room. So I don't know, just venting and digressing now. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. But you know, and let me know your thoughts. Do you think that you can fully automate a service business and still take home good money as the owner? Be interesting. Leave your comments below. See you guys. Hey guys, it's Coach Carroll. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you click right here to subscribe to the channel to be notified when we drop new videos. Over here's the video that I recommend you watch next. And last but not least, over here you can click to get my free book, Phenomenal Phone Calls. We'll see you in the next video. Here's to your success.